So I want to share a little meditation technique that I learned from my therapist a couple years ago. And when I learned this, I was going through some really severe burnout at the time. And this technique really helped me to sort of clear my mind and get past some of my thoughts and emotions. And it is something I still use to this day, even though I meditate a lot. And actually, when I first learned this, I'd been meditating for 7 years. This is effective in sort of a different way. It's pretty quick, and you don't need any meditation experience at all. So you can be a complete beginner. All you need for this exercise is a pen and some post-it notes. If you don't have post-it notes, just rip up a few pieces of paper, and that should be fine. So I will guide you through this, and we can go ahead and get started now. So make sure you're in a quiet place if you can, or at least a semi-quiet place, and just get comfortable. And when you're ready, you can gently close your eyes. And just take a few deep breaths, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Try and make your exhale longer than your inhale. So if your inhale is 4 counts and maybe 6 or 7 counts for your exhale, that just tells your nervous system to calm down, to chill out a bit. Couple more. Now we'll get started with the exercise. And it starts with a question that you ask yourself. And the question is, what is in between me and feeling perfectly all right in this moment? What is in between me and feeling perfectly all right in this moment? Another way of saying this is, how do I feel? And when a friend asks you, how do you feel about this or that, you probably don't go straight to your head and start thinking for a logical explanation. You probably drop into your body and sort of start sensing around and thinking, oh, or feeling, hey, I feel sort of anxious about that, or I feel like it's a good idea or a bad idea, or I feel unsure or fuzzy. Usually try to find that feeling in your body. So this is the exact same concept. So whatever pops up into your mind and your body, maybe it's a problem you're dealing with, maybe something with your health or your work or relationship, whatever it is, there's many things, that's fine. Just pick the most prominent thing that comes to mind and just put your attention there for a little bit. See if you can notice where that feeling came from in your body or where you're feeling it right now. Some common places for that could be your stomach, could be your chest, could be your head, neck, shoulders. If you can't locate it, that's also fine. Just do your best. And you're just sitting with it. You're not trying to do anything. You're just sort of observing it. Like, oh yeah, like, sort of feels like some tension in my chest or my stomach. And for this next part, I'd like you to open your eyes, and whatever thing popped up, I'd like you to take your Post-it note and just write it down in a sentence, maybe. Whatever that feeling is, it could be something really specific in your life, right? That's going on. So for me, I wrote down, don't know how I'm going to pay the bills in 2 or 3 months. Honest answer. So I'll obviously have that on my mind and sort of felt that a little bit in my chest, actually. So the next thing I'd like you to do is put this note that you wrote down away from you. Physically put it away from your body and get some space from it. Just like a few inches, maybe a foot away on your desk. And just leave it there. You can rip it up later, throw it in the trash so no one sees it. Burn it if you like. And now we're going to repeat and return to the exercise and do the same thing. So close your eyes. Take a couple breaths. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And again, ask yourself the question, what is in between me and feeling perfectly all right in this moment? And again, when something pops up, see if you can feel it in your body somewhere, and just sit with that. And again, open your eyes and get your piece of paper, write it down. This time I wrote down, a little bit of worried about, am I getting sick? My throat's been a little bit hoarse, so yeah, just kind of popped up, felt it in my throat, like, oh, maybe I'm getting sick. So I'm going to take that again and just put it away from me, place it on the desk, give it some space. That's why they call it clearing a space. And if you like, you can pause the video here, and you can basically repeat this step as many times as you want. Sometimes, if it's a really crazy day, a lot of stuff going on in your life, then you might need to do this like 10 or 15 times, just like scribbling down everything on paper and sort of getting in touch with all those emotions and feelings, and just like sort of getting some space from it. Other days, maybe it's not too crazy and there's like 2 or 3 things, and then that's enough and you can sort of go on with your day. So whatever works for you in that day and in that moment in your life. After you feel like you've gotten everything that you can written down, then let's go back and do this one more time in a slightly different way. So again, closing your eyes. Taking a couple breaths. And again, asking yourself the question, what is in between me and feeling perfectly all right in this moment? Now, since you've written everything down on the paper, there may not be anything super specific that pops up. So instead, see if there's any sort of lingering feeling that you can't quite identify. Maybe some tension, or maybe some fuzzy feeling, or multiple feelings sort of mixed together. See if you can locate that in your body. And again, open your eyes, get your paper, and try your best to describe what that was. If it's just some physical sensation, you can write that. If it's more specific, like some anxiety or some pressure or passion or fear, whatever it is, just write it down. Just trying to get it into words. And again, just putting it away from you. By the way, I wrote down a bit of impatience and tension in my head. It's like feeling I have to go do something or be somewhere, which I don't for a couple hours. So don't know. No, don't know why I'm feeling that, but it's okay. I'm just gonna write it down and put it away from me, and there it is. So that's pretty much it. That's the exercise. You can do this as many times as you want. You can do this every day, multiple times a day, and finally, now that it's been a few minutes, you've done the exercise, the last thing you can do is just check in one more time with yourself and see how you feel. Maybe maybe you're a little bit more clear-headed than before. There's a little bit less tension maybe than before. Hopefully, hopefully it's not worse. Yeah, if it's 5% better, 10% better, then that's pretty good. So I hope you enjoyed this technique, clearing a space exercise. And if you have any questions about it or comments, then please drop me a message below, and I will see you next time. Thanks.